Hello beautiful people, welcome to this video. I just want to start off expressing my gratitude to be alive. I'm thankful to have woken up this morning. I'm thankful for all of the amazing people in my life and for my existence and for all of y'all's existence and for the sun to be shining and all to be well in this moment. As you can see in the description, I am going to be talking about a serious subject. I am going to be sharing my story of my sexual assault that just occurred not that long ago. And this is just me, making this video with the purpose of helping somebody, with the purpose of letting you know that you're not alone, letting you know that you are in control, letting you know that it is okay to speak up. And unfortunately, horrible things happen that we don't always have control over, and you can either let it destroy you or you can let it make you stronger. And so that's what I want to do, is just spread the awareness that you are capable of overcoming anything thrown your way. So I'm not going to go too into detail with everything that happened, just because this is still an ongoing case. I'm not too sure how much I can talk about, but I am ready to talk about, for the most part, what went on and what happened with me. And so that's what we're doing today. And just, full disclosure, full warning that this is, this is real life. These are real things that happen to people, women, men, and unfortunately it happens. Unfortunately, there are bad, horrible, disgusting people in the world, and we've just got to do our best to be good people. So like I said, I'm not too sure how much I can talk about, so let's just start off with, I'm sorry, okay, we're starting over. Okay, so I was drinking. I was, hanging with friends, having a good time. And to make a long story short, I thought I was in a safe place. Those of you who know me, you guys know that I like to have fun. I like to have a good time. I like to, just be happy. I like to explore. I like to have adventures. I like to, just be young and have a good time and have fun. But I don't always think. Not all the time, especially whenever you are intoxicated and your judgment is impaired. And so I thought I was in a safe place. I thought I was in a safe home. I thought I was okay to fall asleep. Where I fell asleep, I thought everything was okay. And just a little bit of background really quickly, just so you can kind of understand my mind and my thought process during, whenever what happened to me. I deal with sleep paralysis, which, those of you who know what that is, you understand me. A lot of people have their different beliefs on what it is. A lot of people have their different ideas, and that's perfectly fine. For me, sleep paralysis is a very real thing. I've been having it since I was a little girl. It started getting physical when I was about 15, when I was living at my grandma's house, and I felt the force of a body, a person, touching me, grabbing me, on top of me. And it started to become, it's just some very crazy, deep stuff. So me being asleep and experiencing certain things while I'm asleep is kind of normal for me, unfortunately. And it's just crazy to say, Stella. It is. So I get these episodes where, a man is on top of me and he's basically, Stella, he's basically trying to assault me in my sleep. That's what my sleep paralysis is. A lot of the times it's like a man, and I can't explain it, you guys. I don't know. It's rare when these episodes happen now that I'm, a little bit older. They would happen a lot more, in certain places. But so, bam, I'm knocked out, I'm asleep. Like I said, too many details I cannot express right now. But I was asleep. I was intoxicated. And basically, while I was asleep and intoxicated, a complete stranger that happened to live in that house that was a complete stranger to me, where my consent was never given, where my, okay, or even like, I never even made it seem like I was interested. Like, I didn't know this person very well at all. I have no clue who this person was. And they took advantage of me in my sleep. And, just to be straightforward, like, I was raped while I was intoxicated and asleep and knocked out and passed out. And I didn't realize what was happening to me until maybe 5 minutes I kind of started gaining consciousness, because it was maybe like 3 a.m. and I'm just sleeping, and I start feeling things. I start feeling being touched. Like I said, like, that for me unfortunately is normal, and it's a scary thing. Like, I'm okay whenever I'm home alone, or when I know like I'm home with family and these things happen to me. It's like, oh, I'm having freaking sleep paralysis again. But then I realize I'm in a stranger's home, and this kind of feels it feels very real when I'm having these episodes. But this was just, I don't know, like, I kind of started coming into awareness. I started like realizing, like, wait, ooh, this is happening. This is real. Like, there's a human being on top of me. This isn't an episode of whatever the hell I'm used to. And so I gain complete consciousness, and I look, and I'm awake, and I start screaming, I start yelling, I'm confused. And it was just bad. It was just bad, you guys. So basically that happened. The people involved denied, of course, said that I was drunk, that I don't remember anything, that, and honestly, like, in my opinion, I just feel like it was a huge, complete, like, setup. I don't know, like, okay, so after that happened, for the next day, I was in a mode of shock. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to react. After it happened, I picked up and I just left, and I was just crying, and I was just like, did that really happen? Like, but I know what I saw. I know who I saw. The room was not just some pitch black, dark room where I couldn't see anything. And I spent the next day just kind of in a shock, shutdown mode. I was trying to just move on from it. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't do anything about it when it happened. Let me just move on. Let me just move on with my life. Let's just bury it. Let's put it in the past. And if you've watched my videos before, when I told you about my sexual, abuse story as a child, you would understand that I have the perfect poker face from that. I can go on, when things happen to me and just act normal. And I never thought that something like this would happen to me in my adult years. I always told myself, now that I'm older, I will never be a victim, because I have the voice to speak up and I am capable of fighting back. And then this happened, and I feel like all of my power was just completely gone. All of the happiness was sucked out of me. All of my hopes, my dreams, my self-worth, everything was completely gone. And I felt so empty inside. I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't believe what had happened. I felt so degraded. I felt so violated. I felt so disgusted. I felt horrible. And I knew, like, okay, look, I gotta go to the hospital. I gotta get checked out. I gotta, but I couldn't find the energy in me to live. Like, the way that it made me feel, I just felt like complete opposite of every happy thing in the world, every positive thing. I felt depressed. I felt sad. I started to get suicidal. I pushed everybody away. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't know. I even, like, I tried distracting myself. I tried going out to the park. I tried meditating. I tried praying, like, and nothing was working. Nothing was working. And I do believe that because I was trying to ignore the problem versus solve the problem, because I was just so fixed on, well, nobody's gonna believe me, nobody's gonna listen to me, I was just a drunk girl, like, they're gonna think I'm ridiculous, it's so many sides against me, like, so many different stories against my own. I felt powerless. I felt like it was pointless to speak up. I felt like, this is another thing I'm just gonna have to brush under the rug. And it was those childhood habits that I picked up that started coming back to me. Habits that I thought I broke out of, they started coming back, and I carried on. But I couldn't carry on completely because My anxiety was getting crazy. Like, my spirit knew, no, this isn't okay. You cannot be okay with this. You cannot lie down and stay down. You cannot. But it was so hard for me to get out of that state that I was in, that depressive mode. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to laugh. I didn't want to smile. I didn't want to go to the grocery store. My anxiety, I was on the edge. Like, I couldn't stop crying. Everything was a trigger. And I really thought that I was gonna be okay eventually. Like, I knew, yeah, eventually I'll be okay, but for now I'm just gonna have to deal with this. But I think the not speaking up and doing something about it was the main thing that kind of was just bringing me to this like horrible, like, you know, vibration, to this horrible like low mode. And so, you know, I tried to pull myself together, and, you know, I'm like, let me go to work, let me carry on with my life. And like, you know, that my first day, like going back to work in the morning, like just headed to work, my hands were shaky. I had to pull over a few times, and I had to keep telling myself, like, you gotta be okay, Sen. Like, you gotta get your shit together. You're an adult, you have bills to pay, you know, like every excuse of why I had to be okay. I was shoving that down my throat. And I was just so shaking, and you know, my demeanor inside, like, it was just so, like, my whole world was just so upside down. And it was a horrible feeling. I didn't even last 30 minutes before feeling like I wanted to fucking scream. And so I, you know, went to who I went to, and I'm so thankful that I just went to this person that, you know, I trusted, and I told them everything, and they were like, let's go to the hospital, let's go to the police, let's go, like, you need to do something. And honestly, everybody who helped me through this process of speaking up, everybody who helped me, from the Houston Police Department to, I have this card here, the Texas Forensic Nurse Examiners, everybody who helped me, the people at the hospital, you know, people that knew what was happening, they were all just angels in that time for me. It was like, you know, patience and love and understanding, and I wouldn't have been okay to do all of this without all of the amazing people that helped me speak up and listen to what I had to say, and understood that I felt broken, and I felt, you know, I felt powerless. And so I spoke up, I did what I had to do, I filed, you know, my police report, and I'm just so thankful to everybody who helped me through that, who helped me, like, it's just, you know, beautiful. And I am going to offer some resources that, you know, the cops gave me. I think it's, you know, wonderful resources that I'm going to offer you people as well, like, you know, for mental health, you know, for women, human trafficking, domestic violence. Like, it's just so, there's so many resources that, you know, are available to us. And speaking up is part of taking back your power. Speaking up and telling your story is part of the healing process. You guys cannot hold things in. I couldn't hold it in. I did that already for years as a child, as a teenager, and all it ever did was make me feel angry, make me feel like I didn't care about myself. And I experienced all these feelings even after I spoke up about it. That was just step one. That was just the first step of 100 steps I had to take, 1,000 steps I had to take to heal. And I gave myself time to heal. I gave myself what I needed to give myself. I isolated myself. I was depressed. I was, you know, suicidal. I was not caring about myself. I completely just, you know, fell off. And I am thankful for being able to experience what it is that I don't want to feel. If you understand what I'm saying, like, I have already been in these shoes before. I've already been depressed. I've already been suicidal. I've already been, you know, careless and not worrying about my own life and what happens to me. And I don't want to feel like that anymore. So whenever I got these feelings once again, they were so powerful. They were so overbearing that if I would have, like, allowed myself to bow down to this, if I would have allowed myself to be buried by all of these emotions and all of these dead inside feelings, I don't know where I would be in life. Like, I don't know, I wouldn't make this video, I would not be okay, I really did not care about myself. But then there was a side of me that knows that I am stronger than that, that knows how far that I have come, that knows that I am in charge, that I have the choice to do better, to make a change, to make my life better. You can either lie down and stay down and continue to get buried and continue to, be in this pity, in this hole, in this sadness, or you can choose to get the fuck up and start building yourself back up. Every single time you get knocked down, rebuild, 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 rebuild. As hard as it is, it was not easy for me. This didn't happen in 3 days. This didn't happen in a week. It took me a while to get back to this state, and I'm still working up. I'm still building. I'm still going. I'm still trying. But I choose to be okay. I choose to be happy. I choose power. I choose control. I choose to tell myself you are not a victim. And I want you all to realize that you have that power within you, regardless of the hand that life deals you, regardless of, your situations and the horrible things that happen. We are going to take control and we are going to overcome. Okay, yes, this happened. It was shitty. I went through a why me. I went through a grief. I went through whatever I had to go through, but I knew that I couldn't stay down. And I'm not going to allow my situations to change who I am. I get to decide what I want to be. I get to decide who I want to be. And those of you who know me, who genuinely know me, know that I love to be happy. I love to be free. I love to be outside. I love to be at the park. I love to help people. I love to, be who I want to be. I love to laugh. I love to spread joy. I don't like to be angry. I don't like to be upset, because I don't want those feelings to be me. I don't want those feelings to overcome me. Like, you choose. You are in control. You have the power. You can speak up. You can heal. What is the point in being angry and being, holding this grudge and holding this ugly feeling inside of you, and allowing this one thing to happen to completely take away your whole existence, to rip you away from this, whole life that you have planned for yourself, and this whole beautiful experience that we're experiencing. Life is far too short to allow one thing. And I know that these things can be big, because that to me was something big. That to me sucked the life out of me. I saw no hope, no future. Like, it was just crazy, you guys. Like, those emotions, like the people that did know about what was happening with me and did know what I was feeling, like, they were even in shock. Like, I've never heard you like this before. I've never heard you so sad before. Like, it was hard. I couldn't enjoy simple family time with people that I loved so much. I couldn't enjoy being around anybody, because I had to first heal. I had to first fix myself. And that's also something that I want to remind you guys to do, is that listen to what it is that you need to do for you, and do it. Take the time that you need to heal. Take the time that you need to remind yourself, and it's not going to happen overnight. I know that anxiety sucks, depression sucks, and you're just like, why the fuck do I feel like this? Ask yourself deeply, just you one-on-one with yourself, what is going on? These conversations that I have with myself are, I probably look crazy to people just walking in the park, literally talking to myself, walking barefoot in the park, like, you guys know I'm weird. But they help. They help to just, allow yourself to hear what it is going on with you. Even when you don't completely understand, give yourself time to understand you. Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to, take your control back. We have all of the power inside of us. We are so powerful. We are so capable of changing our lives, changing our reality. We can choose to be angry and bitter, or we can choose to be strong and overcome and make a difference. And I choose to take what happened to me and make this video, offer resources, let you know that you're not alone in the things that you have gone through. Although all of our experiences are different, we have all gone through horrible things in life that have been set to destroy and kill us and knock us down. But are you going to stay down? Are you going to allow yourself to be defeated? Or are you going to fight back because this is your life? This is your happiness. This is your health. This is your future. And people care about you. People love you. People are rooting for you to succeed. So start healing. Start speaking up. Start figuring out what it is that you need to do for you. Because like I've said so many times, if you are not okay, nothing is going to be okay. And I want you to know that the horrible things that have happened to you, they are not your fault. Unfortunately, we will never understand completely why certain things happen to us in our lifetime. But instead of trying to figure out why me, and, you know, feeling so sad and you know, just sorrow, let's just decide to say, nope, we're not going to let this defeat us. We're not going to let this overpower. We're not going to let this define us. I am not a victim. This is all learning, and a learning experience for me, a learning experience for you. And I choose happiness. I choose healing. I choose growth. I choose me. And I hope that you all choose yourself as well. I hope that you all know that you are worthy, that you are powerful, and that everything set to destroy and kill you is only going to do that if you let it. You are in complete control of your life. You are amazing. You are wonderful. And choose yourself. I am going to drop down the resources below for all of you who live in Houston. I don't know if I have any like non-Houston fans yet. If I have anybody like, you know, watching me from around the world. But for, you know, my beautiful Houston city, I love you. Thank you so much. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to everybody who was there for me, who did help me overcome and overpower and, you know, feel comfortable enough to speak up, because I know that's a very hard thing. Trust me, you guys. I stayed quiet for years after, you know, being molested as a child. For years, I stayed quiet, and you guys, it's gonna cause some turbulence inside of you if you don't speak up, if you don't do what's best for you. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to, you know, have to shy away from. This is you. This is your life, your voice. You matter. You're powerful. You're amazing. So remember to do what's best for you. Remember to heal and live your life. Thank you for watching.